Especial Reporte. So, Tommy Robinson, or as I like to call him, Tommy 10 names Stephen Yaxley-Lennon, has been told he's about as welcome in Glasgow as a seagull around a drunk's kebab. That's right, the SNP council leader has made it clear Tommy Robinson is not welcome here. I mean, that's a bit like saying cholera is not welcome at a water park, isn't it? Of course he's fucking not welcome. Robinson has been promoting a pro-UK rally in Glasgow's George Square on social media, or as I would prefer to call it, strictly amateur hour for Fash Boys UK. This masterstroke of public relations comes hot in the heels of riots in Southport, Hartlepool, Aldershot, Manchester and London. Far-right goons, possibly trying to recreate the Battle of Lewisham in August 77, which was the first time mainland cops used riot shields, managed to get involved in some kind of knifey chaos. The EDL, by the way, hasn't technically existed for a decade, but their supporters are like cockroaches after a nuclear fallout. They just keep showing up. Susan Aitken, the council leader, tweeted that Glasgow City Council hadn't received any notification of this rally. Apparently Tommy and his merry band of ne'er-do-wells don't bother with things like laws or public order. She's basically said, Tommy, do us a favour and naff off. Tommy has form in this regard. His Canadian tour didn't even have a web page when he landed in lumberjack country. I would perhaps speculate he might make an appearance to get deliberately arrested again. Those free Tommy t-shirts are bought in bulk after all, and they're not going to grift for themselves. Anna Sarwar emphasised supporting the families of the victims in Southport. Alice, Bebe and Elsie. Amid the chaos, and rightly so, because the actual important thing here is the tragic loss of these young lives, not the machinations of a football hooligan wearing the clothes of Mosley and Powell. There have been attempts by the far right to do protest here or to sow divisions here, and every single time the far right has tried to do that in Glasgow, Glasgow has overwhelmingly rejected them. I have no doubt that Glasgow will do that again if this happens, and that's a quote from Sarwar. Meanwhile, the far right seem to be doing what they do best, creating havoc so they can then sell the idea that they and they alone can restore order. Hundreds arrested in Whitehall, a police car set alight in Hartlepool, and yet Robinson's grand plan is for a peaceful protest. Peaceful my arse. That's like peacefully filling the cellar with gunpowder barrels and declaring, well, I don't have any matches. Robinson himself has taken to social media as always, drumming up his personal brand of fear and loathing. The British are rising, he says. What he means is he's managed to rise from the couch and tap out a tweet. Not exactly Churchillian, is it? And let's not forget there's an arrest warrant out for Tommy. He committed a flagrant contempt of court related to a film he played at a protest in London, hours after being released on unconditional bail following his arrest in Kent for a Schedule 7 stop under the Terrorism Act. Yet he's pulled another Lord Lucan before another major legal case, with Mr. Justice Johnson issuing a fresh warrant for his arrest when he didn't show up for his case hearing. Tommy was supposed to attend court over breaching a court order linked to a libel case he lost in 2021, but instead he decided to leg out the country, leaving chaos and a whole lot of legal trouble. Former First Minister Humza Yousaf, in a letter to the Home Secretary, has asked for the EDL and its offshoots to be prescribed under the terrorism legislation. I mean, he is right, but him asking for it is like having to throw the guard dog you had put down at the burglars. Anna Sarwar has had a go at social media firms, urging them to do more to stop these far-right nutters from recruiting, organising and amplifying and fundraising online. Yes, because nothing says effective regulation like a polite request to billion-dollar tech companies. Though there is the digital ID card plan that's been proposed in the King's speech recently, which may end up being decapitation to treat dandruff. And then, in the spirit of unity, Patrick Harvey of the Scottish Greens has called for a united response to the rally. So there's a small glimmer of hope that Glasgow will do what it always does: see off the far right with a swift boot to the arse and get back to more pressing matters like deep-frying Mars bars and the usual Christian-on-Christian sectarian violence. In the end, it's clear. Tommy Robinson is about as welcome in Glasgow as a homeless rat at a cervical examination when the gynaecologist has stepped out the room. Glasgow's message is loud and clear. Take your far-right bile and bugger off. I'm Plague Dr. Jim, signing off as I'm going to attempt to raise the angry dead of Cable Street.